Hey, what's up everyone? Sean with BlueRidgeSilverhound, and today we have a really nice treat for you, and it involves this bucket right here. So this was a coin collection that I am going to personally audit and do an appraisal on, and I wanted to kind of show you guys exactly what I do when I receive some of these collections. Okay, so there's a few things I do to help prepare for such an event, and we are going to see it right now. So before we get started, in the background, I have a little free time on my hands. That's the Black Seas Barracuda Lego set from like 32, 33 years ago. I wanted to show off. So let's go ahead and push this bad boy aside here before we get started. But this right here is a collection of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend that we are going to go ahead and take a look at and see what is in there. Now, the way I like to kind of sort and operate these coins is that I have a few designated piles on the table, okay? And one pile, maybe like right over here, will be kind of like your common everyday coins and change that, you can just go ahead and spend. There's always some of that in a collection, so I'm gonna go ahead and designate that on a separate pile. Another pile might be, things like 40%, 90% silver. I'll have a completely different pile for that. And then maybe over here on this particular corner of the table, maybe I'll have something a little bit different, okay? When I mean different, maybe, there's some like modern commemoratives, some interesting ephemera, some Franklin Mint stuff that we see quite often, and maybe some currency, some collectible paper money. Okay, so that'll all go there. And then finally, I'll have a fourth pile on the list, and usually that's going to be stuff that is quite worthy of being in that pile. So some better numismatically valued items. I would say anything $150 or so and higher. Generally, probably about 60-70% of the time, there's really not a whole lot in this pile, but there's plenty of the other stuff in the other piles. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Okay, and the way I like to do it is go ahead and sort first, see what's in the collection, and then from that point, I'm going to go ahead and jot down some notes, and then finally, the final, I guess, stage to it all is fact-finding values on some of the coins, searching through them for varieties, errors, things like that, some things that people don't know about. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and draft an Excel spreadsheet with all the values, and we're going to give that back to the client. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. This is a sealed envelope. There is definitely something in there, and I am not going to open that one quite yet, so we'll keep this in the semi-interesting pile here. As you can see, we got a little bit of modern coins there, an 82 dime, 83 quarter. There's an early Canadian Queen Elizabeth penny. So I'll put that over here. And what do we got here? Oh, okay, well, we got a few feathers. This was something that was passed down to my client at one point or the other. And, ooh, this could be interesting. I know the difference of that old glue that's on there. And check this out. So this is the first, I guess, kind of interesting piece here. So we have some old currency here. I don't know a whole lot about it. It looks like it could be Hong Kong or Chinese or somewhere along those lines. I don't know the age or range of dates for these notes. They all look similar with the exception of the serial numbers, and the ink color is all different on these. And then here's one that's a little bit bigger in contrast to the others. So we overlap them together, see? One's bigger than the other. But it's the same style of note. It might be a little bit newer. It's a 50. All right, and then we have 100 probably from the same era. If I had to guess, these are probably from either the 50s or 60s. All right, but this right here will probably go in pile number 3. Yeah, check out this envelope. This thing is old, man. See, Dasco Ready Seal, because we absolutely do not put any chemicals in our glue. All right, so what we got here? So there's little keepsakes and stuff. She wanted to know exactly what she had in here. Oh, this is cool. Look at this. So you have President Grant. I guess he was a senator at one time and a very prominent general during the Civil War, and Vice President Henry Wilson. Huh, that's pretty cool. That's old. It's probably a campaign card of some sort. Oh, okay. That's James Garfield. I mean, it looks as old as it actually does. I don't know a whole lot about these, but I could do some research. There's only 2 of them in there, so we're going to go ahead and put that in pile number 3. And then here, what do we got? We have a bunch of paper money, ladies and gentlemen. Looks to be a bunch of $2 bills. Let's see, a lot of 76 series. There's a star. All right, so more than likely, I'll put the stars aside to see what run they're from. The 76s and I guess what 95s is the other date for these. Those will end up going into the spend pile. This is a very interesting denomination in U.S. currency, but it is truly worth face value unless you had one that was gem uncirculated or maybe one of those low-run star notes. Or maybe even a fancy serial number. It's a little adhesive on there. I guess our friend likes $2 Federal Reserve notes. All right, so we ended up with one star note, which I'll take a look at later. So that, again, that's something that I'll put aside as being of interest because I know the $2 star notes, actually I pulled out 2 notes. The $2 star notes, there's a few of them that have an extraordinarily low serial number run or production run. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that after the video. All right, so we got a handle to the whatchamacallit. Little inventory sheet there of what's in the tub. Not for me, by the way, but Ooh. Okay. So we have this piece of paper with some weed scents taped to it. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't advise it because the adhesive gets on the coin. And when you're talking about a coin that is not very collectible, it's not a big deal. But, you know, see, here's a Buffalo nickel that's taped to a sheet of paper and a Jefferson nickel. There's a 90% dime. There's a clad dime and a Bicentennial quarter. And a $50, okay? You know, not the best way to preserve coins, but, you know, again, these are keepsakes. I don't think she will be selling them. So I will put those right here. Oh boy, here's another one. Look at that. That's taped to a small envelope. Get that, look at that. 1935 quarter. I will never know what's on the reverse of the thing because of the tape. So I don't know if it's a DS or a Philly minted coin, but it's low enough grade that it's close to melt value on there, which was it, $3.75, $4. Yeah, but every single one of these coins, except maybe the 41 nickel, which is probably worth about 10 cents, these are all spenders. All right, so those go right here. A little something extra. Okay. Well, I like something extra. Oh, we got more currency. Let's see what we got here. All right. Silver certificates, 57B. That's pretty common. It's worth about $2. Here's another $2 bill, 95 series FA block. Pretty well worn. Oh, that's nice. Check that out. That's a older small head style 34A series $100 Federal Reserve note with the taller serial numbers. And this one has the light green inking on there, which is pretty neat. I wonder if that was found in circulation or at the bank. But when you come across these, they're a pretty neat note to obtain. And even in this condition, they're worth about $1.25. So you can make 20, 25 bucks off a note like this. All right, another $2 bill. That one has seen a little bit of circulation. And there's another one there, a 95 series. There's another one with a little piece of wood chip or something on there. Oh, we got a star note, and this one is a beauty. That one looks actually pretty good. So we'll check that one out too. That's a 76 Kansas City Star. I'm willing to bet this is going to be a low run note. Probably 640,000 or less. So that's promising. I like that. I'll put that over here. And there's another one there, another Kansas City Star. And guess what, guys? Check this out. It's consecutive serials, 248, 249. Well, I'll be. All right, so we'll put those aside. Another $2 bill, a 95. And then finally, this one is a 1981 that has a few holes right in the middle. So this one right here is worth about face value, but it's probably got more sentimental value than that. All right, so we found a couple really nice $2 bills that I would say probably grades out choice 64 on the grading scale, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, we have, what do we got here? We have some wheat cents. They look like common dates, 50s, 40s, things like that. I'll probably end up putting that here in these, you know, marginally neat pile, I guess. Here's more wheat cents. And these are all coins that I'll go through just to make sure that there's like not a 09S VDB. You know, there's even a couple really nice, you know, gem reds in there. So I'll put those aside as well. All right, so we got some more foreign currency. Okay, without going into too much detail, it's kind of a mix here of, let's see, what's in here? It looks like some Australia, some Chinese, perhaps. Hong Kong, there you go, I called it. It's probably a lot of Hong Kong money in there, along with the notes that we saw earlier. Let's see, $10, $20. It's nice and shredded. That's probably 40 years old there. So what do we got? So we have some Ikes. What can I tell you about Ike dollars? Okay, well, one thing for sure, they're all copper nickel clad. I don't see any 40% silver, which by the way, the 40% silvers were only available in the collectible sets. Okay, so keep that in mind, and they're also proof coins as well. All right, so we got some pretty common dates here, 77s, 74. Of course, there's a 72D. You always want to look for the 72, was it Friendly Eagle variant? That's also in there. So if I come across the 72, boom. And then the Bicentennials have a Type 1, Type 2 reverse. So this one is the more common, was that Type 2? The Type 1 is the block letters on the reverse. You can totally tell the difference. But, yeah, Type 2. Type 2 on there as well. Type 2. Yeah, you got the skinnier letters on there, and Type 2. All right, so do we have any more? Looks like we got one more here. Roll of dollars. This one looks like it's about, what, 10 bucks? Half a roll. So these coins by themselves are worth about $1.50 to $2. There's a 72. So I'll check this one out later to see if it's the Friendly Eagle variety or the Type 2 variety. There's another Bicentennial. This one has the Type 2 letter reverse. Yeah, the Type 2s are worth about $5-10 a piece, even in like XFAU condition. So definitely something to keep in mind. Here's another Type 2. There we go. And a few more Type 2s. Okay, so nothing enterprising there. I would say it's kind of like a mixed circulated lot there. So I'll put fresh paper around those rolls. So again, they're worth about $1.50 to $2. And generally I'll put those in the pile with the wheat cents right over here. All right, so we got more rolls. We got this interesting thing. It's pretty heavy, old cigar case of something. All I can tell you is there's $11.50 of something in here. We'll open this last. So I'll indulge you guys into a little mystery. But we have a roll of $10 halves. I'll check that out later. Here's another roll. You never know, it could be 90% silver. Actually, hey, let's do this. Let's open one up. Let's see what we got here. Now I'm curious. Well, I saw a clad, so so much for that. Yeah, this one looks all clad. Well, actually, what is that? Yeah, there is one silver. 67 40%er. Yeah, that's it. All the rest of them's Bicentennial. 71s, 72s, 74s in the mix. Yeah, I see some rolls in this container that I'm actually loving quite a bit. I'm having issues. Wouldn't you guess? Well, you know, seeing how is, you know, in these parts you don't come across $50 rolls that often. You gotta learn to make the best of your opportunity. So there's a sealed bankroll of nickels. Looks like mixed dates, probably from the 70s. I'll put that here. Probably not going to open that. Pennies, I would probably guess that it's pretty heavy. So it's maybe all wheat cents or all post 59 bronze. And then what do we got here? Oh, check that out. Full roll of 1976 Drummer Boys. These are the Bicentennials. Let's check these out. Yeah, so we got, what do we got here? 6, 7. We got 7 rolls of Drummer Boys in there. Oh yeah, sure enough, look at that. Hey, one thing I can tell you about these dual date Bicentennials is that as a roll, they actually have a little bit of a premium to them. I've seen these rolls sell for like 20, 25 bucks a piece, and it's always easier to sell when you have multiples. Keep in mind that there is a FS 101 and 102 doubled die obverse for the Denver minted Bicentennial quarter. That's Philadelphia. Let's see, we have a there we go, Denver Mint. I'm going to check all these quarters to see if there's a DDO number 1, FS 101 in there. And then finally, this cigar tube. What in the world is in here? I think it's probably dimes, but is it silver or is it clad? That is the question. So it's got a piece of like masking tape on the end with a dollar amount value. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of score this paper right here and open this puppy up. And let's see what we got in here. Hopefully something good for our client. All right, you guys ready? Well, we certainly have dimes in there. That's for sure. I can tell you this right now. The end dime in there is clad. That doesn't bode too well for what else is in here, but let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, it's all clad dimes so far. Yeah, check that out. All clad dimes. I guess there's a reason why that these were saved. You never know. There might be some like 1969s and 1970 proof reverses on these business strikes. I mean, those are pretty neat finds, and they're worth money. Yeah, we got more clad. Well, I tell you that if there's some 67s, there's a really nice double die obverse that we could find in there. But aside from that, yeah, there's not a whole lot of fanfare here. Yeah, that's it. All clad, guys. So generally this will go in a spend pile, but I'll go through it. I'll do the once over to see what we have in there. Hopefully something good that I could present to the client. So I've separated and looked through all of the material. These will probably end up going over there, but I'm going to do some pricing research. I'm gonna use like eBay, probably the best route. I don't think that she's going to be selling any of this stuff. It is a lot of relatively modern material. The $2 bills are pretty interesting, along with the presidential campaign cards in there. I don't know a whole lot about it. Maybe some of you guys can kind of maybe provide some insight on that. I mean, it looks really old. Like, how old? Probably late 19th century, if I had to guess. But you never know. I don't know enough about them to really make a huge judgment, and that's why I have other people that I consult with when it comes to items like that. So I'm going to piece out everything and do an Excel spreadsheet of values. So the reason why that I would do like an Excel spreadsheet for valuation of a collection is that it'll help out with insurance. So if you had to get insurance to cover items of extraordinary value, it always helps to have a documentation of the value of the coins and other collectibles that are in a inheritance or a collection or whatever. So that pretty much wraps it up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little trip down 1970s memory lane. Where, you know, and if the other 80% of this collection comes in, rest assured I will do a video on that. Much appreciated to the owner of all the material. I will get you a kind of an overview of everything. It's a very interesting lot. I mean, it definitely a lot of coins that came from the 70s and 80s. There was a few silver in there, which is kind of cool, pretty nice. They look like melt value type pieces, but that's okay. Okay, they're worth more than your average face value on those coins. So I want to thank everyone again for jumping on this video on auditing a coin collection for appraisal. I'm your host Sean with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Like, share, and subscribe. Okay, keep an eye out for that giveaway video. I'm gonna be giving away $500 cash in association with a Facebook group that I've been a part of for a while, and they are fantastic. So they are doubling down to ensure that someone out there that needs money during this crazy time in our life, certainly, hopefully it can help. So stay tuned for that. It'll be popping up here in the next 24 to 48 hours. Thank you guys again for all the support that you've given me on my channel. And as always, Coinaholics, we are discovering together. Okay, enjoy, have a great night, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.